as ridiculous. It turned out to be true, now it's in the news.
First time I ever heard of Ted Gunderson. Let me pull him up. Ted Gunderson. It's on Wikipedia, up to be FBI director. He was the head of L.A. Imagine what he learned there. And he's telling me, he goes, man, I've been in the FBI 20 years. I got to be the head of L.A. He goes, like, this devil worshiping everywhere. Blew me away. Pedophilia, you name it. He knew about the Manson thing really being a satanic ritual.
And there's a senator from Nebraska named John DeCamp, who I know
he was friends with.
And John DeCamp was a guy who he blew the whole thing wide open. Like
he was CIA.
He blew the whole thing wide open. Was DeCamp CIA? You think? But he was one.
He told me I was friends with him.
He was one of the good ones. Like
he was involved in Operation Phoenix.
And then they killed. Well, that was his mentor. So DeCamp's mentor was a guy who was a high-level CIA guy who Jamie could pull that up. He was in a Phoenix operation, and he was killed. And I forget
in the canoe.
In the canoe, and the dinner was still on the table.
He was killed in a canoe.
Yeah, this was a high-level CIA guy. John DeCamp was a Nebraska senator who broke open this human trafficking operation.
By the way, I'm having
hold on.
It was a pedophile cult. It was trafficking kids across America, and it was centered out of the Omaha Federal Credit Union. It was being run by a guy named Larry King, who was this rising star in the Republican Party. He's probably still alive. He has pictures of Maureen Reagan, all that stuff. These kids were being trafficked to D.C., to L.A., to New York, wherever. DeCamp stumbled upon the occult, weird ritual shit going on too, in addition to the pedophilia and all that. And then he went to this guy, his mentor, who he knew from Vietnam, from the military, who was a CIA guy, whose name is escaping me.
William Colby.
William Colby. He went to William Colby, and William Colby basically said to DeCamp, listen, you're going up against forces that are way too powerful. You don't even know what you're knocking on here. And then William Colby, I think, changed his mind and said, fuck it, you know what? We should stop doing, if we're going to fight this, let's fight it. And then a little while later, William Colby, who was in great health, great shape, has an accident in his canoe, is found dead in a river right by his house with his dinner still on the table. So it's like nobody gets up in the middle of the dinner to go canoeing. So this has been a common theme forever, whereas if you go against these people, you find you're dead.
He was 76 when he drowned, though.
Yeah, but in a canoe while his dinner was still on the table.
Sometimes people have heart attacks when they're 76.
I understand that.
I understand
that.
Okay, we're connecting dots here that maybe we don't need to disclose. Okay. William Colby, director of Central Intelligence, chose to disclose some of the nation's darkest secrets to save the spy service he loved, drowned on April 27th in a tributary of
I've talked to folks. They killed him.
He was 76.
How about this guy, Gary Caradori, who was a private investigator hired to get to the bottom of the
It's like Barry Seal, man. They're getting rid of the people.
They just get rid of them.
All right. So listen, we've done Bohemian Grove. We've done Bohemian Grove. Let me tell you. Senator DeCamp was on record running major level Operation Phoenix, which was a high-level CIA torture operation